cleaning table with you. Turn it around. This shifter I should take apart since it's held together by duct tape. Oh, hang on. Sad song, had to change it. You know me. Playing my 80s. I'm working on the 80s games. Yes, Corny is my middle name. How did you guess? It's amazing how much dirt, hair, and everything else gets in here. It's nuts. Okay, I clean this a little bit more, then I'm going to take the shifter off. Okay, I'm just going to mark this so I know which way it goes back on. Guess we can tell this switch is going to be up. That's all the shifter does, is just make this switch operate. That's a very typical arcade switch, micro switch. One more. Okay. Shifter. It's just a square washer of some sort. Okay, and then this insert. Okay, I'll clean a few things and then get back to the shifter. Okay, let's see if this magic eraser is going to work. Spray it with a little simple green. Ooh, yeah. Okay, it's a good indicator here how this magic eraser works. We start from this edge. This is unclean. See this quite ground in dirt here. Then we get to the clean section. Yeah, it's a magic eraser. Can just get that fine dirt off. It's the right tool for the job. Okay, off camera I took the steering wheel off. It's pretty simple. Undo the 4 bolts and it comes right out. Just cleaning it off here. Nothing visually wrong with it. What I'm going to do with this sensor is just check continuity. Make sure there's no breaks. There's a resistor in there. Check that resistance. It's pretty simple. I don't think there's any real component, well, optical detector there. I'm just going to check continuity in the component. I'm just going to follow these traces. Make sure they're not broken. Check resistance here. 99, so that's a 100 ohm resistor. So that's right.
Optical encoders interpret data in pulses of light, which can then be used to determine such things as position, direction, and velocity. The shaft rotates a disc with opaque segments that represent a particular pattern. These encoders can determine movement of an object for rotary or shaft applications. Optical encoders are used in various applications, such as printers, CNC milling machines, and robotics.
Plan on painting this flange part of the steering wheel black with the rest of the trim components. I'll bring this thing back on the table. It's pretty crusty. Probably should have taken this off, or the steering wheel off before, but got a little overzealous. Not sure if there's a washer on here, piece of foam, but looks like this, I don't know, almost looks like dryer lint stuck on here. Oh, that's something I never noticed. This panel's bent. You can see it. It's bent down right there. Yeah, just from people hanging off it. I'll get that straightened out. I might have to paint this section as well just to prevent any rust coming back. And this is the time-consuming part, making sure they come apart somewhat systematically. This is better than it looks. So all the switches come off and go to one wiring harness, so it's not too bad. The good thing is this game has all the parts. You know, a lot of things could be scavenged off this game, but they weren't. The boards were. The two AR2 power supply boards and the main circuit board, game board, but it's okay. I'm not sure what this button is. Yeah, the test switch. Is this a reset button? And these are the volume knobs, volume controls for the speakers, the upper and lower speakers. Okay, well, we got this here. Let's check these volume pots, see if they're working.
Potentiometers, also known as variable resistors. These are your dials and knobs and sliders, basically analog controls. Nowadays everything's digital, but back in my day, your volume knob on your speakers, your slider on your thermostat, all of these are done with potentiometers. A potentiometer is a 3-terminal device. If you connect to these 2 outer pins, then it isn't a variable resistor at all, it's just a regular resistor. This is a resistive strip. It's essentially one long, continuous resistor. If you measure the resistance across these 2 outer pins, then you can find out what your maximum resistance is. The middle pin is where the magic comes in. This is what's called a wiper. If you connect only to these 2 pins here, and the wiper is here, power will go through that part of the resistive strip and ignore the rest of this. So this would be the low end, turn it up to high.
So this back on to ohms, 50 ohms. Check the other one. Takes a minute to register. So yeah, it's 50.9, so 51 ohms for both of them. If we turn this pot to say the middle, 26. I want to be able to show that this is a variable pot, properly varying the resistance. Okay, the pot's at 9.2, 7.1. I'll slowly bring it up. 14, 15, 19, 30, 39. Okay, so that variable pot properly. We'll go to this one. Okay, this pot could have an issue, or it's just not connecting right. Yeah, could just be clean too. Contact clean. We'll take these coin mechanisms out of the door. They're tiny Phillips screws and they're easily stripped. There's 4 screws per neck. It's held down. They're all wired together, so you kind of have to take it all out at once. There we go. Lighted coin, push to reject button. There's the 2 flaps of the coin return. So what I'll do with these is put them in the sink, clean all the little stuff all together with just some mild soap and water. Same with these mechanisms here. They do say right on them you can, clean only with hot soapy water. It actually says right on it. It's kind of interesting. This coin will spray down with Simple Green right now. Actually, I'll take it out the back and spray it down with a hose. Okay, the power brick here. Should do some testing before I get too into it. Yeah, there's an added fuse block here. Maybe these 2 wires came from these. Oh, it is. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. This was burnt off right here. So this fuse portion of this fuse block, it's kind of rendered useless. So they added this fuse block. So these wires used to go to here they've added this block, but they've added 2 fuses instead of the 1, and this is a correction, so they actually have 2 fuses in parallel to take up this. Maybe that's something that get burnt up. That's F3 fuse 3, 25 amp, 32 volt slow blow. That is now, should I check these? Oh, this is not a slow blow. Okay, this is a 10 amp fuse, fast blow. And this is probably the same thing. Warren, it's hard to see. So this is another fast blow, but it's 15 amps. So you actually have 25 amps. But this is not recommended. You need a slow blow fuse, not these. So I'm pretty sure I have one downstairs. I'll get that replaced. And while I'm here, I'm going to check these fuses and check the remainder, see if they're actually good. So that one's good. Good. Trusty digital multimeter here I got from my son, Josh. I use it all the time. It's fantastic. Works really well. Thanks, Josh. Let's check the remainder of these fuses in here. Okay, there's a fuse back here. Continuity, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, all the fuses are good. Oh, there's one more fuse there. Fuse is probably good. Yeah. Let's just put that back. What I want to also do is this capacitor, this big blue they call it. Okay, testing big blue here. Testing. This is just an Amazon purchased transistor tester, a multi-purpose tester for a variety of things. But so that capacitance comes out as 31,000 microfarad, and the ESR is pretty low. See, it's 2.6 ohms, which is good. So that tests good. I'll test it one more time, just so it has the same readings. Sometimes this tester varies a bit. I'm not sure if this is the best test, still having the wires connected, but yeah, it comes up. It's the same. 31,000 microfarad and 0.26 ohms so on the ESR. So sounds good to me. Okay, testing the big blue. I did test it already. So this big blue is rated at 27,000 microfarad. It's actually got it right on here, and it's testing above. It is testing above that. It's testing about 35,000. It will come up in millifarad, so it'll only just be represented by 35. It takes a while because it's such a big capacitor. So yes, okay, capacitor. If you can see that. So it's rated at 27,000 microfarad, but this is rated in millifarad, so 35, so it's above its capacitance. And ESR is 3.2 ohms. This is the third or fourth time I've tested it. It's actually coming up below 1. I'm going to test it again. Okay, I retested this. Yeah, and the ESR is really low. It's 0.09 ohms. Lower the better. Yeah, 0.14 is now it's reading, so it's great, it's good. Okay, I've been busy, not recording, but I've been painting a few of these items. The pedals masked off and the base plate is painted. I use this Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover, let's turn around here, satin black, and seems to be the black of choice for arcade games, as far as that satin Rust-Oleum, and comes out alright. These trim pieces came out well. I'm just about to paint the center of the
the dash or the control panel, or the steering wheel and shifter goes on. Mask this off. Hopefully the wind doesn't come up, and then some masking tape around the edge there. And you want to paint in just short strokes. Spray paint. Yeah, this is a little breezy here. Kind of want to start off of where you want it to paint. So the initial, what you call it? The initial push of the spray might have some globs or spots, big drops that come out. So if you can spray kind of off the spot and then work into the area where you want painted. I know I'm putting a lot on here, and I'm only giving these a single coat. They're not too bad, and I'm just not being that fussy either. Warm day out here. I got everything drying. I sprayed them outside and just brought them in to dry. They dry pretty quickly. All the bolt heads, I just put them in this box. I guess it's a wine box. Actually works perfect. Just scanning everything. I think I have everything painted. I was going to paint the cabinet a little bit here, but it's actually cleaned up really good. So I'm not going to bother. It's just fine. Once these things dry in a few hours, I'm going to start putting it together. Oh, okay, this front. I might spray this front. Okay, now that I've spun the game around, we got some more light on it. I'm not that happy with it. It does need a light spray. I mean, it doesn't take much. I just have to go get another can of black satin. There's my paint job, my little painting station here. It should be dry. It's been sitting here for a while. That is good. Start taking this plastic off. Okay.
You have a beer, honey?
Yeah. Crazy.